Okay, this is part two because I think this is a very, very important subject. Governor Newsom, what I think he has done a lot now already for the animals and for justice, for the environment, very good. Now the problem comes in now with his philanthropic kind of views, and I, I, I really doubt that. I don't know him in person. I don't know exactly how he feels. I would love to hear from him how he feels about this. But when someone in general thinks and acts like that, where they let prisoners out, they do philanthropic, kind of motivated actions where we need to petition for the psychopaths and those kind of things, and we need to. Everyone should be allowed to vote, no matter how criminal. And there are people out there like this, a lot of people out there like this, including the criminals themselves who go, "You need to petition for us psychopaths," and all of this. Of course, Well, naturally, they want that. So they want to go back out in the world and rape and kill. So that's what they want to do. See, that's what they do. In Africa, that's how they talk. They say, "We kill you." See, this is so what we do. It's the most normal thing in the world. And that's what we do. And yeah, so chill out. So, yeah, no, this is not okay with me. I don't chill out with this. No, absolutely not. Okay, it's not gonna happen. So, but that's why I feel this is so important to talk about this from for in philosophical discussions about ethics and dilemma situations. For me personally, this is not even a dilemma situation. You just don't let infiltrators into anything, also not into a country, or in your neighborhood. You don't want violent infiltrators that sabotage the peace of your community and so on. I don't want Muslims in my neighborhood. I don't want that. Then other people will scream and say, "You bigot, you racist." First of all, that doesn't have anything to do with race, okay? So, and I'm definitely not a racist. I talk to everyone. When people are nice to me, I welcome them. I love them. It doesn't matter what race they are. It doesn't even matter what cultural background they come from, and what their religion is, or as long as they are peaceful, respect others, and don't hurt other living beings. When someone does halal slaughter, I will step in and say, "This is wrong, okay? This is unethical." I don't care whether that is based on their religions or culture, or they have done it for thousands of years. It's wrong. It's just simply unethical, okay? And I have the right to say something, okay? It doesn't mean I'm just some kind of cultural bigot, or is this just like our anthroposophy professor at SMC said, we don't have the right to judge them because that is their culture. Yes, I do. I have the right to judge them when they do female circumcision and they are sewing the vagina together so that it hurts. I had a boyfriend from Nigeria a long time ago in Germany. He said, "It's supposed to hurt the woman." I said, "Get the heck out of my apartment." So, I don't tolerate this. I'm sorry, It's I don't care whether that steps on someone's cultural feelings, If they're not just stepping on others, they're cruel. to other living beings, then I'll come in and say this is cruel and this is wrong. And I want other people to do the same thing. Okay? So for me, those are not even dilemma situations. There are some dilemma situations. There are situations where, yes, you have to really weigh it off. You have to probably sleep on it. You have to ponder over this, maybe sometimes for weeks. It's like when it comes to euthanasia, when it comes to having to, when your animal is suffering and your child is suffering, and when there is no hope for recovery, when our animals, when they are 10 years old, like in cases with dogs, they're old, so, and that situation happens to us all the time, much more than with human children, of course, but sometimes there's also a situation where a human child is sick beyond repair at age 10. So, and there's no difference between the animal and the child. They are both equally sentient. They both are equally innocent and equally precious. I prefer dogs, so that's my personal viewpoint that I'm coming from. But, as a general ethics rule, yes, I'm fair enough to say they're all equally precious. Okay, so the religious people, they'll come from the anthropocentric view, and they'll always think that the human is made in the image of the Christian God and shit like that, and they put them on the pedestal, and then they put the Muslim psychopaths on the pedestal, and they literally said that when the Christian missionaries that tried to protect the Muslims, that they wanted the Muslims to come into the European Union. They were fighting with those that wanted to stop them. They rightly wanted to stop them because they don't want psychopaths in their country. Okay, they don't want them to rape their women and children and batter their animals. Well, that's very understandable. But then the Christian missionaries come in and say, they literally said that, it was on the news, they are made in the image of the Christian God. Well, they don't say the Christian God, I put this in parentheses, because they are so religious-centric that they won't even mention that. It's kind of like saying America and meaning United States. So it is so incredibly centered way of thinking, and it comes from religion. All the philanthropic views come from religion, and so that is most likely where it comes from with Governor Newsom, and we have the right to talk about this. I have the right to talk about this. This is my freedom of speech. I have the right to talk. I'm not shaming anyone. I'm not slandering anyone. I'm very careful about this. Okay, I am not bullying anyone. I'm not hurting anyone. I just want to bring up this conversation because I think this is very, very important. I respect Governor Newsom, and he's doing a lot of good. But I do not agree with his philanthropic views on the world and letting prisoners out that are then again continuing to hurt animals and rape women and torture beings, and just continues on and on and on. They have never dealt with their emotional issues, they have never gotten into it. And there's no real help available out there. And Dr. Adrian Rain said those people cannot be helped. The people that are falling into the cluster B personalities, psychopathy, sociopathy, and sadistic people. So those people, apparently these people have They have a different brain formation. And so maybe through Buddhism and through introspection and real good therapy, maybe there is a slight chance that they can get help. I doubt that the brain will completely change, but, I'm always open to be surprised, and in a good way, so I'm always open for those kind of things, and they should be applied also. Those therapies, very, very important. But I doubt that the cluster B personality people can really be rehabilitated or cured in the way that someone with sensitivity and with a mental illness like depression or schizophrenia could be helped. So people that fall into cluster A and cluster C, I'm cluster C, I have OCD, I have depression. Cluster A is schizoid personality disorder, schizophrenia, lots of anosognosia, those kind of things, and those people have a much greater chance to get completely cured, actually, and I will talk about this tomorrow. That's going to be too much now to talk about this. I'm going to talk about what I think the ways to go about this, also in a very broad way, in a very community-based way, in a real, actual way, how to deal with this, not just theoretically. So I have actual plans for this that can be implemented very easily. So that just requires a shift of funds. That's all it does. So, and with that, we can actually prevent people from overloading the emergency rooms. So, yeah, lots of changes can be done that can completely transform this world into a paradise. But we have to be willing to question religion and question these taboos and these the political correctness and the indoctrination, the dogma that people have been brainwashed with their entire lives, So, and then they don't question this. They think, oh, I can't touch that. Or, yes, you can. You can question everything. Let's question everything. That's also what Friedrich Nietzsche always said, You have to question everything, including yourselves, Then you come back out new, like the phoenix out of the ashes, You come back out new, and you have a completely ethical and natural understanding of things, instead of being already brainwashed and being biased already with identification with religions and groups and so on, or taboos and all of this. So we need to question all of this. Question and think in terms of love, what benefits us, what makes the world better, what prevents suffering. That's the most important thing, So abortion prevents suffering. Most people don't want to touch that subject, So euthanasia prevents suffering, okay? So then all this entire medical field, what the pharma industry is, they are profit oriented. It's not to make someone heal, Okay, so we need to question all of these institutions. We need to question religion. We need to question society, question our own beliefs that we carried through our whole lives. Question it. Be willing to do it. Okay, you guys, take care. Bye bye.